brothers and sisters in the 14th District from Rome, the happiest day of my life is when Dalton and Rome were finally put back together again in the same 14th District. That was a wonderful day. We're led by a great Congressman, Tom Graves, who has taken our limited government principles to Washington, D.C. Thank you. We were told there was going to be a straw poll on the elections when we got here and we found out there wasn't one for the governor's race. We were told because there's not any clarity in the candidates yet. Well, everybody knows I'm running. I guess they're still trying to find me an opponent out there at the moment. But hopefully he'll show up at one of these events pretty soon. Dalton has embraced limited government. I'll assure you of that. In the last 5 years, we've cut property taxes 5 years in a row, now by a total of almost 30%. Reduced our sales tax, cut our downtown development authority tax by 2/3, and also cut most business license fees by 50%. How's that working? In 2012, Dalton ranked 9th of all cities in America in fastest growing incomes. Now let's contrast that with what's going on in the state. And what we want to do is take those same limited government principles statewide. We're going to find out if the Georgia Republican Party is truly a party of limited government, less spending, less taxes, less regulation, and transparency, or is it not? The last 3 years, it's been anything but. We've increased spending by $2.5 billion, 15% increase in our state budget over the last 3 years. Now keep in mind, the governor wanted to increase it by $4 billion because he and the mayor of Atlanta heavily campaigned for the Haiti Peace Plaza. Now what happened? We've increased spending in this state by an astounding 23%, while the economy has grown by less than 4%. Taxes, bed taxes, driveway taxes, TADT taxes, unemployment taxes, internet taxes. I can't keep up with all the tax increases. Transparency, let's go back to the bed tax, which is a tax on all hospitals' revenues paid for by private insurers and people paying their bills at the hospital. That tax was shifted to an unelected board appointed by the governor, clearly unconstitutional. That tax was immediately levied by this unconstitutional authority to the tune of $240 million plus. It can be taken to 6% from 1.45%, which will be a tax increase of $1 billion that your legislature will never have to vote on. I don't call that transparency. What's been the results of all these? We've fallen from 25th to 40th in per capita income. We've gone from 15th to 6th in food stamp recipients. In the last year, we've added 40,000 new food stamp recipients in Georgia. We rank 48th in economic security, Georgians do, amongst all the states. Our unemployment rate, as the nation's has fallen over the last 3 months, ours has gone from 8.2% to 8.8%. And what job growth we've had has been primarily minimum wage and part-time jobs, illustrated by the number in 2009, 3.3% of Georgia jobs were minimum wage jobs. Now 10% of Georgia jobs are minimum wage jobs, twice the national average. We can do better than this. And we're going to do it with limited government. We're going to do it by reducing the income tax. The first tranche of the income tax being cut is not going to be shifted to the sales tax. We're going to cut state government the same way that we cut city government in Dalton, Georgia. And it can be done. This state has wonderful resources. Great ports, one of the best airports in the world, the best interstate network in the South, the best railroad system in the South, competitive utilities, great universities. If we put those type assets with a true limited government principles, I'll tell you, our manufacturing sector will take off. Those are the jobs that Georgia needs, paying $15 plus an hour with good health benefits, which means we will be reducing our Medicaid rolls and reducing our Medicaid problem. So I'll go back to it. If the Georgia Republican Party is truly a party of limited government, less spending, less taxes, less regulation, and transparent government, I believe the choice in this election is pretty clear. Thank y'all.